What's up, friends of the good mood? This is Manni and welcome to the ultimate problem. In this case, the ultimate Aries right here that now has 4 medium weapons rather than 2 medium and 2 light. As you can see here, the ultimate version of the Aries tested on the test server. You may have already seen something about it. I want to show you some gameplay with this new Aries, the insane firepower that the ultimate Pulsar also has. But generally, I also want to speak about the entire topic of Ultimate itself, because in my opinion, Ultimate is the ultimate problem coming to the game now. Not because things are getting made better. That's good. I like when things are getting made better, especially when it's all the things that need it. The problem I have with this is, and I've said this a few times, but I want to dedicate a video to this topic, is when these things that are supposed to get better, we all know they need to get better because they're older and they're really suffering from the power creep that has happened with the other newer items, you know, and you know, when they get better in form of a new item that comes into the game. Ultimate doesn't mean it's a buff for what you have. Ultimate means you're getting screwed because, you know, it's a new item coming into the game, and what you have is still just as irrelevant and worthless afterwards. And also, it means that there is not going to be any future buff for the existing weapons. Think about it. Why would they bring in, you know, an ultimate version of Orkans, for example, and still have the intention to buff your old outsourced Orkans? It's never going to happen now. So that means at the same time that whatever you have invested ever in your Orkans, in your older Pulsars, in your original Aries or Spectre, and whatever else they can come up with that is in the future going to be ultimated, you know, that it's basically all, you know, useless now. It's dead. It's dead content that you're never going to get revived. Because for all other items, at least we can hope that Pixonic eventually gives them a buff, you know. We can hope that maybe the Zeus will lose its lock-on, perhaps, you know. The entire lock-on mechanic that I keep saying should disappear from the game because it's completely outdated. Maybe the Zeus, they will understand it and maybe they will say, yeah, okay, you guys are right, really, we really don't need that lock-on anymore. It's an old thing from the old game. It's a relic from the past. There's no reason for this to be existing in 2023 anymore. And so they scratched the lock-on for all lock-on weapons, including Zeus, for example, right? A very old weapon. I've made recently a video about it, 4 7-year-old Zeuses being Zeusing around on the Crisis. Really fun if you haven't seen it in the top right corner. At the same time, you know, let's imagine there's going to be an ultimate Zeus that has that feature. You think they're going to remove it from the original then? No, right? So as long as there is no ultimate version of something, we can hope that the original one gets a buff. But as soon as there's an ultimate version of it, I'm pretty sure there's never going to be an adjustment for the original version of the game, because why should there be, right? And so I think this whole ultimate topic is really, it's a dead end. It's a dead end, literally, for existing content, and it just makes new for new items that can be sold entirely from the beginning, that you have to start upgrading from the beginning, that the obtaining process is ridiculous. You know, we've seen this with the Ultimate Spectre and the Ultimate Orkan in this Ultimate Duck Ultimate Duck Up, as I called it. You find the video also in the description pinned comment, where I'm really mocking and complaining heavily about the entire idea of selling content this way, locking it behind a ridiculous loot box system that is so immensely unfair and stupid and unlikely and just anything bad, really. There's nothing positive about it. Seriously, it's just 100 negatives and 0 positives. It's like crazy. And you know, locking it behind these walls, and then, you know, it's just, yeah, okay, Pixonic says this content is supposed to be immensely rare and only like a handful of people are supposed to have it. But what's the... No, it's not. Because you don't sit down and create content and develop a weapon, make stats, and bring it into the game for 0.01% of the players. It's not how the game design works. You don't design content for 0.01% of the players, but that's exactly what's happening in this mobile gaming industry, is that these 0.1% of the whales who simply buy stuff with a lot of money, that's the clientele. That's the one who is being addressed with the creation of content. Not the other 99% of the players who are trying to get by somehow without spending. those guys are literally irrelevant. And that's something you can very clearly see with the Ultimate thing and how it's marketed and how it's distributed amongst the players. With ridiculous numbers. Like, what did I calculate? I calculated that my Ultimate Aries cost, what was it, $4,200, right? And apparently, you guys told me I was even lucky with the lottery. I even got the Spectre early. Apparently, Predator got it like super late. He got it way later than I did. Maybe 3 or 4 times more openings that he had to do to get his Spectre, which in turn makes it so that technically he would have spent what, $12,000 into this Spectre. And maybe other creators maybe were even less lucky than I was. So. Apparently I even got it early when I said I got it for like roughly $4,200, which I calculated. That's the price that would have been costed in gold to get this thing. So to me, Ultimate, it's a dead end, and it's basically the end of your content, and it's a reboot of something new. It's like the business model of, let's say, a remastered of an old game, right? So the old game already exists, but they remaster the old game, and now you have to buy the old game again if you want to enjoy that again in this new graphics. The difference here, though, is that there is a lot of development involved with remastering a game. You have to code, create, the game engine has to be is probably an entirely new game engine that is now hosting this. So the whole level design has to all be done into this new engine. Everything has to basically be redeveloped and coded after the original into a new game engine. So remastering actually requires a lot of effort and work, which is not really the case with the remastered versions of items here, the Ultimate Spectre. It's the same Spectre with a different skin and different stats. Same goes for the weapons. It's the same weapons. They may look slightly different, and they have different stats. But the rest of it is, aside from tiny tweaks in terms of mechanic-wise, maybe it's faster traveling of projectiles, which again is just stats. There's not really any effort involved. So you can't argue and say, okay, we're remastering this item, and therefore we require. I also. Depending in reinvestment into our work we've done with this new content. It's not the case with these Ultimate versions of items. It's not something where you can argue and say that it was heavily remastered and requires a lot of a payout for it. So no, it's really just selling what's already there again, and then making it more expensive and making it better. And yeah, it's not cool. I don't like this idea, and I think it's steering War Robots towards an even worse version of itself, which is really, really sad, because we have already seen plenty of things going wrong in the game over the years. And again, I'm trying to keep this also as a bit of a criticizing but also constructive video, something that potentially Pixonic could watch too, maybe. And not feel bad about it, but actually understand my points and say, okay, maybe we can actually work on some of the things. Maybe there is some room for us to wiggle in and to adjust a few things. Maybe we can allow players to put their existing Orkans into the investment. Say, once these Orkans are Mark II, you're eligible to trigger a exchange or a swap into the new version of the Orkans with an extra investment on top. That is not too much, but it's also something that Pixonic could live with, that we could live with, that everybody seems like, okay, we're getting something out of it because we get the new version that's better, yeah, and we can use it again, and we have and at the same time, we're not left with zero on the investments we have done before. They're allowing us to throw our already made investment into the pool and have it calculate and have it count. See, this is what my problem is that what you have counts zero. That's the problem, really. Why does it not count for something, It's not like you're gonna use the old Orkans again if you have the new ones, so why not let these existing investments count in some way, and help you in contributing to the purchase or to the achievement of that newer version. You're seeing here the new weapon, by the way, coming also into the game sometime soon. It's grenade launchers with splash damage and bump effect. Don't ask me for the name, I don't know it right now. I need to wait for the kill. Retribution, yeah! No, of course not. Retribution was the Aries ability now. I was hoping that the game will now tell me that... What is it? Hold on. Labris, yeah. That's one of them, Labris, the medium version. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to convey here. This as a video to help us as a player base and community to perhaps get a little bit more out of it, because that's kind of what we always want. We always want a little more. Pixonic always wants a little less, and we're always trying to find some kind of middle ground between what they give us and between what we expect to get. So, you know, it's a business. So we're trying to haggle for a better price. Quite honestly, Pixonic, the price you have suggested for us here with this ultimate stuff is not acceptable. It's simply unacceptable. Okay, so you really have to haggle with us on this. I mean, if you thought you could get out of this without haggling and without, you know, just selling it this way, not gonna happen. We're here. We're demanding a better price, and I think it's fair. It's fair to ask for. It's not something like ridiculous that we're asking for. So maybe we can meet somewhere in the middle, and we can throw in our already spent investments made, and you can allow us to somehow make use of those. That would be something that I think would be, yeah, it would be just a little more acceptable. It would probably not still be an unfair situation, because let's face it, you should just buff the existing items, because you obviously understand they are underperforming, so you should obviously just buff them and have it over with, you know? Just let people have their weapons that they already made and let them use it again, because you understand it needs this buff. But now you started the whole ultimate process, and I understand this is probably not going to happen, so I'm asking for a different version of your help for the players. So yeah, that's the Aries that you're seeing right here, using 4 medium weapons. I believe that the cooldown is a little shorter as well. I actually I don't have the stats in front of me right now, but I believe we've seen that in the intro, did we? We are at 12 minutes now. Do we see the stats here? Am I showing the stats? Oh, am I stupid or what? I didn't show the stats? Oh, damn it. Sorry, guys. Seems like I'm stupid today. Or whenever I cut this. Because, you know, this is something some of you may not know about me. Like, I have 2 different styles of recording video content. One of them is live recording. I go into battle, typically on the test server, but also something else. Some other times, I go into battle, I hit record on my second gaming PC with a capture card, and I have that mic running, and I'm just playing and commenting at the same time, and whatever happens, happens, you know? It's typically the videos with a little more rage, because I can't cut it out. So, yeah, and this is the live recording. And then there's the other version where I record quietly. I just record gameplay. I sit there, I play the game, and I have NVIDIA Shadowplay running in the background, which is an NVIDIA, you know, driver, but also recording app where you can basically retroactively save the last 15 minutes from whatever happened on your screen, with sound and everything. So I could just play. I'm not recording. I'm just having that passive recording running. And when something cool happened, I press Alt F10, bam, and my recording is saved on the hard drive. And this is basically, I'm just playing the game, and when something cool happened, I think, hey, I feel like this is something I need to show you. Then I hit this button combination, and it is being saved, and then I cut this together. This is what I've done here. Cut all of it together, the best action moments. I cut out the boring stuff. This is when you get the full... 80% of my videos are like this, where I just cut out all the boring stuff and I just give you the best highlights. And I pre-record this, I export this into a video, and then it's just basically a gameplay video file with without music and without commentary. And then, like I do right here, I have music running now. I add commentary to it, and I export the end result, which is the gameplay plus my commentary and thing later. And the cool thing about this is that not only do you get the full action montage, basically, with the best highlights, I can also think about what I want to say in advance, and I can put it in. And sometimes I can also, you know, when I feel like, oh, this is something that needs to be said as well, I can put it in. Like in this case, I wanted to record the Aries with 4 ultimate weapon, and with 4 medium weapons. And now I decided that I switch the topic a little and not just make it about the Aries, but generally more about the ultimate feature itself, you know? So just a little bit of a behind the scenes here about my work that I have here on the channel. So, yeah. I hope, I don't know, maybe some of you already knew some of that, or could think about it or imagine this, but that's how my YouTube life is right now. And yep, so let's get a few more kills here, and we're nearing the end of the video. I would really like to hear what you think about this whole thing. Also about my suggestion with allowing Pixonic allowing us to throw in our existing weapons, make some threshold. Let's say as soon as it's Mark II, like Mark II level 1 for example, it's illegible to throw it in and trade it in. Perhaps it can even calculate how much of the levels you have in Mark II, so that it's also included in the calculation. The more leveled you have, the better conversion rate you get, or whatever. I don't know. You know, this would be something we really need, I believe, to feel better about the entire Ultimate feature, and to feel treated more fairly. To be honest, I mean, this is what it is. At the end of the day, I want to. If I go to the supermarket, if I go outside and I walk through the park and there's a little kiosk, a little booth where I can buy a sausage, and the sausage costs 20 euros, then maybe I'm so hungry that I still will buy that freaking sausage, but I'm definitely not gonna tell my friends to come by and watch this and check out this sausage, you know, try it. Okay, I definitely won't tell anybody that it's a good experience, because why? Because I feel bad after it, because I know I got treated badly with the price. I got fooled, right? I got scammed almost, yeah, when the sausage cost $20. And when I know in the supermarket the same sausage costs 30 cents, you know? Of course, I understand there's energy requirements. In Pixonic's version, there's energy and staff and all this, you know? Rent for the building and all this, it has to be included in the price. Otherwise, it's a business that doesn't run, you know? You have to make a money. But at the same time, it needs to have some relation. And if the sausage costs $3 or $4, I can live with it. I can understand it's still more expensive as if I made it myself, but I can get it here. It's already made, and it's you know, it's okay. But if it costs $20, it's too much for a sausage. How do I get to the freaking sausage now? I don't know. But you understand the point I'm trying to make. It needs to be fair. I don't want to feel bad every time I invest into something, and that goes for all our players in this game. If they feel like they get something that feels okay for them, for the investment made, then they're more likely to do it again. They're more likely to tell their friends that this game is good, that they should go ahead, check it out, that they want their friends to play it with them, right? But if I know I put my friends in jeopardy and their livelihood and their household, because I know as soon as they start playing this game, they have half of their net income from this moment on, because they have to finance this war robot's life somehow, and everything is too expensive, that I'm not going to suggest it to my friends. So it all boils down to this in the end, right? So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one, and catch you in the next video. Manni signing off. Bye-bye.